Hi, Anita Ryan here, My Personal Best Coaching. And so in this video, let's zone in on you and whether coaching is right for you. And in a previous video, I went over the four different types of input in the main that can help people achieve their goals and dreams. We talked about training and teaching, talked about coaching, mentoring and consulting, and that was to give you a backdrop of the different types of input, a nice context and background, so that we can now zone in on coaching against that background and look at, is that right for you? So let's help you decide that. And there are two questions simply that you need to consider. And I say two here: is coaching right for you? And are you right for coaching? And most people just only ever focus on the first of those two questions. But I want to really encourage you to consider asking both those questions, whatever the situation is, because everything in life arguably is about relationship and partnership. Whether you're talking about engaging in a system, a process, or with a person, it's got to be a fit both ways, and hence these two questions. So is coaching right for you, and are you right for coaching? So let's zone in on that and help you answer that. Looking at the first one, is coaching right for you? Well, that depends on the type of input that you have decided you need. But if your answer to that question is and was that, well, hang on a minute, I really need to develop skills in order to close the gap between where I am now and achieving my goal, my goals, or my dreams. If you've highlighted skill as an important type of input, then simply coaching is right for you. And I want to emphasize something there when it comes to skill, and something that I teach from my system, and any good system I believe should deliver this, is to help you understand a principle here. And that is that success, however you define it, is like a coin, in that the being and the doing aspects are directly linked. A lot of people, and I've watched a lot of coaches, just focus on the doing aspects. It's all about taking massive action. And I'm not saying that's not important, but what I'm saying is that's part of the equation. And so when it comes to the being aspects, we're talking about things like self-esteem, belief, accurate self-reflection, those things which, when you get good at, really make the doing that much more effective and take you from a place of mere activity to accomplishment. So it's very, very powerful to understand the relationship and the partnership between being and doing, where success is concerned, and use the analogy of a coin, if you like, to help you really remember that, and to understand that when I talk certainly about skills development, I'm addressing both those dimensions. And it's important that in any good coaching system that both those dimensions are addressed. So bear that in mind, that we're not just talking about the external things that you need to become skilled at, if you like, but we're also talking about those inner aspects that relate to personal growth, and the two are directly linked. So having given you that principle from my system, the UP system, which is a template around which I build proprietary systems to help people, let's ask the next question: are you right for coaching? Well, let me sift and sort and get rid of what you don't need, just to make this simple. You don't need to have all the answers to be a coaching client, to be part of the process of coaching. You don't have to know the how-to stuff. You don't have to know the knowledge. You don't have to know the skills. You don't even have to be clear on what you want in terms of your goal or your dream. You might be foggy on that, because a powerful coaching process will help you with all those things. That's its remit, if you like. And so that's what you don't need. But here's what you do need in order to be an appropriate and a right candidate for coaching. You need to be honest, and actually let me loop back, you need to have what I call the right attitude. That is the only criteria I would say, but let me talk about a few things within that you need to have. Honesty. And by honesty, I don't mean that you have to be 100%, because I don't think anybody is 100% honest. Nobody's 100% perfect in any department of their life. All these things are a developing process in motion. But what I mean by that is you have to have that to a fundamental degree, because if you don't have honesty, you can't progress. If I was to invite you to a meal and you have never been to my home before, and I give you the address and you get lost en route, you ring me from your mobile and you ask me, Anita, look, I'm lost. Can you help me? What is the first question I'm going to ask you? That's right, I'm going to ask you, where are you? And if you tell me that you're somewhere where you're not, it doesn't matter how skilled I am at giving directions or instructions, you're not going to get here. And so just remember that analogy. It really is about being prepared to look at something straight in the face without being judgmental, okay, without putting yourself down, but just looking at something in the cold light of day. So honesty as part of that attitude is important. And also, moving on from that, you have to be willing and ready to change something. Okay, you don't have to know how, but you have to be willing. And off the back of that, you have to have an open heart and mind in terms of being able to learn new things about, knowledge-wise, but also about coaching, and also be willing to implement, to take action on those things. And if you have those three things, an honesty, an open heart and mind, and a willingness to change and take action to a consistent and dependable level, again, I'm not talking about perfection, but to a consistent level, then you are right for coaching, because coaching will get the best out of you under those conditions. And if you don't have those inner conditions in your attitude, then coaching will be rendered powerless. And that's why it's important to understand the relationship between coaching and you in order to answer the question, is coaching right for you? And also in order to answer the question, are you right for coaching? So that the whole process is made effective in your life because it's an appropriate input for you. You've decided that, and you know that you're ready for it. If you're not, that doesn't matter. At least you know how to get yourself ready, how to close that gap. But this will help you really decide whether coaching's right for you, whether you're right for coaching, and whether it's something that will really help you essentially close that gap in terms of what you're trying to achieve and accomplish in your life. So I hope that's provided more clarity, and I look forward to engaging with you on another video. Bye for now.